You know you messed up, right? See, the problem is you don't. The problem is you don't even know what you did. But we gonna deal with you. I finally am stooping down to human level to come get with you. So let's start here.
D Double. Well, y'all might not know who D Double is, but he actually a legend. He like D.
Now, so let me tell you something. So we gonna cut straight to that part. So when I tell you
One's
that
talking about me.
I've been great at
You know what I'm
this for
saying?
20 years plus, okay? When I tell you that, I'm talking about actually rapping, actually doing this, not talking about it. See, you didn't understand that because you don't know me. You don't know me. See, this debate, the fight was fixed the whole time. Now, I want the record to show that this guy is going to admit that I'm right. He's debating the audio version of a nigga, and he's going to admit that I'm right. Well, I can't make this up. He admitted that I was right. So how do you win a debate when you're literally debating the negative? That's what he's also doing. You would have to debate the audio version of me to be able to debate the negative in front of me. We'll get to that, though. And he's a liar, which is another thing you can't do when it comes to debating me. Who does he think he is? This guy's a clown.
Talking about the king, and
Hold on. We got to rewind a lie.
Accusations on me.
We got to rewind a lie. He started off with a lie, a complete bold-faced lie. It was just a lie. Like, I didn't get it.
Man, somebody sent me this clip where someone's talking about me.
He's lying.
You know what I'm saying?
He's lying. And the funny thing about that is the person who sent him the clip is the person who I was talking about. Now, hey, Andre, forget everybody else. I want you to tell me where in this video was I talking about him. He's about to play what I said. Tell me where I was talking about him at. Tell me. I want you to do that.
And talking about the king. And
he's not the king. I promise you.
First of all, he's putting false accusations on me, but we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? And I think y'all gonna want to see this. This is pretty hilarious.
I didn't even know who he is.
And it's pretty funny.
I still don't know who he is. And he clearly don't know me.
This is the post that was on Facebook.
He clearly don't know me.
This is what my boy said at the top here. He said, "I'm convinced." See if I can see this. I'm convinced the main reason why Drake is getting any streams right now is because back this mic up. Streams right now after Kendrick battle. He said his after Kendrick battle his YouTuber and streaming propaganda team who really started all of the fake narrative downing Kendrick, including the UMG bot story.
So basically,
what he said.
He was glazing. He was dick eating, and I got on him for it. And I don't think he's ever going to directly say he agrees with this post, but the fact that we're here means that he does. So if he does agree with this post, then he's dick eating too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So how could you win an argument with me glazing? That don't make no sense, but whatever.
He said this, the Heart Part 6, Drake's Heart Part 6, not Kendrick's. Drake's Heart Part 6 is the best diss track out of all of the diss tracks, and the reason why Drake, in his opinion, won. Now, I wanted to hear him out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hear what he had to say because I felt as though that maybe he had a point. Now, with
I do. And the reason why it's the best one is because we've never seen anybody choose to lie for an angle in a battle. It's never happened in the history of battle. Has there ever been an angle that someone took where they were actually not telling the truth and then people went with it when they knew they weren't telling the truth? So the Heart Part 6 was a walk down. It's funny that you say, well, let me let you finish. Let me let you finish.
My boy post this.
Oh, damn. I cut it out. He said Drake told on himself in that song. I don't think he did at all. You know what? See, it was a walk down of you guys. See, you guys involved yourself in the battle, and you got beat. That's why it was the best diss track, because it was a diss of everyone. See, y'all call it Drake vs. Kendrick. He was really battling the label and you guys. And I mean that literally, because Metro was involved and he had people. You probably, Sean said you rap. I'd be willing to damn near put something up that you probably wrote a BBL Drizzy verse, didn't you? You wrote a BBL Drizzy verse? Let me hear it. Post a BBL Drizzy verse that you wrote for Metro. Because you that type of stand. So the reason why I said that is because, listeners, remember what Daylight told you. When I heard that song, I got on a video and I personally guaranteed that Kendrick would not respond to that record. Want to know why? Because he could not. It was nothing he could say. He can't get back on a record and call him up, hello. Because everyone knows that he's not. But then it's like, so you can't just say it anymore. Forget about the suit. We'll get to that. But in terms of him as a rapper, it was nothing. He can't even say anything. It was almost like, you say he told on himself. It's similar to, let's go with your argument, right? It would be similar to what Eminem did with Papa Doc, except Drake didn't do anything. And you would have to be a legend and have a legend tell everybody else that you're a legend for you to understand that he didn't just mention Millie Bobby. That, my friend, was what they call in the rap world a triple entendre. That's what it was. I'll break that down to you at a later date because I'm not done with you. We got another video to cover with you and the person who sent you this.
And he crashes out. Crash out on us after he was the one invited. Now, I want y'all to understand.
People just use that word however they want to. I agree with him. I crashed out on him for this post. He said this foolishness, and I crashed out on him. We agree.
We was there. He didn't show up.
This dude's an idiot.
He didn't show up. Now, whatever reason he gave, you know what I'm saying, outside of something that is detrimental or something that happened to somebody, that's something different. But he gave a lame reason. And I'm not going to speak on that because that's not for no one to know. But I am going to say the reason was lame.
He's a liar. First of all, and I'm going to tell y'all the reason, just because he's a liar and I'm a truth teller. So I could actually tell you the truth. And I'm going to speak on the reason. I got a job similar to Amazon, but it's like I work with a personal vehicle. I have a work van. I worked an hour and a half and away from my house. The day before that battle or air quote debate, I had caught a flat tire. Now check this out. I went and got the tire replaced at a tire place where I was at, hour and a half away. Guess what, y'all? About 20, 30 minutes later, that tire busted. Like the new tire that I had got was a faulty tire, right? Guess what? They was closed. So I had to leave my work van an hour and a half away. This is the day before the battle, right? The day before the air quote debate. Now check this out. I never needed any prep time for anything. I never needed anything. This is I'm like, yo, we could do this. This was like a Saturday that I said this, or a Sunday. And they like, yo, we can do it Thursday. I never needed 5 days prep time. So if when Thursday come that we could have did it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if something comes up then obviously something came up for real. So boom, the next day I went there early by myself because my main thing isn't just the tire. It's the tire place. You know what I'm saying? I had went to get this tire. So I want to go to them. You know what I'm saying? So I went by myself. Now think about it. I'm in another car. I can't drive this car back. So I go there, get the tire done. I'm an hour and a half away from my crib. Remember that, right? I got up early though. So I go, get the tire done, come back. Now I have to get somebody to drive down there so they can drive the car back, right? So I can drive my van back and they can drive my car back. So but by the long story short, by the time that process happened, it's like 9:30 at night. And I was still ready when I got home. He talking about, oh, he had to go to another debate he was doing. Lame. You're a lame. So you're telling me something happened into something. Something happened to me, motherfucker. My shit broke down an hour and a half away from the crib. That's traumatizing. What is you talking about? I don't give a fuck about Kendrick. I care about my tire and my fucking work van or my job more than Drake or Kendrick or you or anybody fucking else. So what you mean lame excuse? You're a lame excuse. You sound dumb as fuck. What? Why would I not show up? Like, what the fuck are y'all? And when I had letting y'all hear what they said, it even further let you know why I would have showed up. The fuck? Normally, I just scroll past posts like this, but today I'm not going to. And I want to add, while I got you here, that you guys are lucky that I wasn't on that show last week. Mm-hmm. You weren't going to be able to do what you were doing with me there, and I was...
What are we lucky for?
He already ignored
Why?
what I said.
Why would I?
You couldn't ever debate the audio version of me ignoring what I'm saying. I told you that you weren't going to be able to do what you were doing. Like, you didn't understand that I was listening. I heard what y'all were saying. This isn't just me talking shit about a debate. This is me seeing y'all and reacting to like, yo, what? I would have kicked y'all's ass. You don't even know me. That's the difference. You don't know me. And I had listened to you. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these two are stupid. And I would have walked them down. And this is further proof. This stuff that you're about to say is further proof.
I'd be lucky. I was there. Why would I be lucky?
Because you're dumb.
That's like knowing that you're gonna get shot when you walk through the door. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you still walk through the door. I was there.
That's not like that.
Why would I be lucky that you wasn't there?
Because you were glazing and I was about to sit you on the couch. I had already told people what it was going to be. And I know I was right because of the things that you guys were saying. You guys are fans and I'm an expert. It's a difference when we sit in front of each other. You think you know stuff. You even said it in this video. I know things. Nah, it's a difference when you get in front of people like me. So it just would have looked bad for you.
You didn't show up. How are you mad or saying anything after you didn't show up?
Okay, the answer to that question, I already answered it, but I'm going to directly answer that question. Because sometimes people just be saying stuff, but there's a real answer to the question. The reason why I'm saying anything, I'm glad you cleared up, Matt. The reason why I'm saying anything about how y'all was going to get smoked in that debate is because I had listened to y'all glaze. Okay? Let me give y'all a little excerpt from what this type of stuff that he was saying. When people even seen that Kendrick drop Euphoria, people were scared to listen to it. They didn't even want to listen. Drake was already smoked. That's what he said. This the type of glazing you thought you was going to do in front of me? You wasn't going to say that. Not in front of me, you wasn't going to say that. I bet you wasn't going to say that. The whole energy would have never let you say that. You wouldn't have felt comfortable saying that in front of me. You said that in front of him because he made you feel comfortable because he said stuff like this. You would have been uncomfortable. Well, you wouldn't have been uncomfortable in front of me. Not like that, but you wouldn't have felt comfortable saying that. What the hell? Are you crazy? Make both of you look real bad for it. And I'm just being dead serious with you. For real. I'm not playing or anything about that. So now, here's why this is ridiculous. And anybody who knows me should know, like, okay, like, yo, he being serious with this dude. Like, and that's the reason why. That's why I was doing it. I wasn't laughing or nothing. Like, I'm playful. I wasn't playing. And it was because of the stuff that they were saying. Like, when you get to saying stuff like that, let me give you another excerpt. Kendrick is a god. Okay. All right. You think you're gonna glaze like that and not get the business from me? Nah, man. Nah, man. That ain't even how this shit go. That ain't how this go.
You guys have still not read the room that Kendrick and you and his fan base never moved the needle in any way.
Pay attention to what I said.
This was not about taking down Drake or anything. You never affected Drake's career or Drake's success or any of that shit. People who like Drake.
For you to sit here and say that Drake's career isn't affected is the dumbest thing that I ever heard in my life when it comes to this Kendrick and Drake thing, right?
There was no Kendrick and Drake thing. There was a UMG and Drake thing. And you didn't affect it. But you about to prove my point.
Number one, you're talking about it. So
thanks for proving my point. Off the rip. This is when I originally cut the video off. Because I'm like, oh yeah, this dude not on my level intellectually. Because I already said that Kendrick fans think that they're doing something that they're not. So now you're telling me that Drake's career was affected by me because I'm talking about him. That's a little narcissistic of you. To think that you sitting there with your fucking Burger King hat on, talking matters more than it does. And I already just said that it doesn't. Y'all think y'all matter more than y'all do. Y'all don't matter. And this is my entire point the entire time. The people who like him didn't stop. And some of the people who were glazing during the battle like him. But you're about to bury yourself. That's okay. I'm going to let you.
Obviously, his career was affected because you're talking about it. Number two, Drake went to court over a diss song. How can you sit here?
He actually went to court over a contract. But the thing is, what does that have to do with the streams and the YouTube? This is what this post is about. He's just going to go on to a Kendrick Glaze session. But this post is about YouTube streams and streams. You're weird. But I'm going to walk you down because I have time.
Here and say that his career wasn't affected. He literally went to court over a diss song. You can't be serious. He went to court over a diss song. How is his career not affected? I'm not even.
Because he's still number one. He's still number one. It didn't have a negative impact on his YouTube streams or videos. It's the whole thing I was saying. You can go into this tangent, but it's just going to make you look stupid because you're going to prove me right. You're going to say I'm right. So it's like you're dumb.
Talking about the numbers. I'm saying he hasn't had.
He said he's not even talking about the numbers. Why are you doing this video then? When this whole post is about the numbers, literally.
The number one since 2 years. For 2 years, he hasn't had a number one. For 2 years. How is his career not affected?
Keep talking.
He hasn't had a song that went crazy outside of Nokia.
Yeah.
And Nokia is not even there anymore.
Not there anymore, huh?
Do you
number one? It was number one, but now it's not, huh? And you think, see, and that's what I'm saying. He's going to bury. I want y'all to pay attention to what he just said. He said he hasn't had a hit in 2 years. How is his career not affected by this battle? Well, now, I want y'all to pay attention to him saying this. Because when he's about to start playing stupid. And it won't work, but, whatever.
Understand that Kendrick Lamar, not like us, Kendrick Lamar, Luther, Kendrick Lamar, breaking records, not like us, surpass every Drake song. Luther is about to surpass every Drake song.
The fact that you think that says a lot about you. And you just said that you weren't talking about numbers. That's what you got to be meaning. because those songs aren't great songs, right? And they haven't surpassed really any Drake song. Not for real. And you know why, and we all know why. Sean is calling it a UMG bot story. But in real life, it's them propping him up. Did you call it the Kendrick era? We're not in no fucking Kendrick era. There isn't anything. But that's neither here nor there.
And we're going to get into more of it.
Yeah, we are.
I'm just letting you know that I know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not. You don't know anything. You don't know what you're talking about, dog.
But I'm going to let you continue on.
Good.
I want to hear you out. It's
Good.
crazy I have to debate the audio version of you.
It's crazy how you losing. It's crazy how you losing because you going into this tangent of all type of bullshit that doesn't even matter. And the audio version of me is sticking to the script and you not. So how you gonna win a debate with somebody that's sticking to the facts and you're just going into some bullshit? How you gonna win? You can't.
I have to debate the audio version. I was waiting for the actual version. Now I have to debate the audio version of a nigga.
You was gonna go to hell, boy.
Audio version of a nigga.
And you're gonna lose to him. You lost to him already. Watch. He's gonna admit that he lost. That's the funniest part. Lance made a big deal out of this audio version of a nigga thing. I think it's funny though, because he lost. That's what makes it so funny that he did not win this debate versus the audio version of a nigga. He didn't. I swear he didn't.
Still like them before. Y'all make some people like them more because people who just sat back and told you the truth, y'all wanted to make them Drake fans. People like me.
Yeah, me.
All I do is just know what the hell I'm talking about because I've been great at this shit for a few decades. So I just know.
Yeah.
But y'all...
Now, let me stop you before you make a fool of yourself. I was talking about knowing how to diss people, knowing how to rap at a high level, just being great at rap, period, right? So when you're good at something at that high of a level, you know how to talk about it because you understand it. That's what I was saying. But you don't know me, so you didn't know that. So you're going to say this, what you're saying, which is another reason why the fight was fixed. You didn't know what you were getting into. Whatever.
Bro, basing this shit off.
You said you've been great at this for a few decades.
Yeah, plus.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, plus.
But y'all, bro, basing this shit
and I cut him out. I cut him out because, see, he didn't even know what he was talking about. So he didn't know what to say. He couldn't be disrespectful. He better not have been disrespectful, but he couldn't. All he did was repeat, oh, how old are you? So that means you must be 40. So Drake's career, he thought I was talking about arguing. No. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I'm talking about having radio freestyles that people still quote to this day before I knew who Drake or Kendrick was. Shit like that. Being a legend. People co-signing it. That come across you and like, yo, this nigga different.
Of being fans. So y'all never wanted to hear the truth.
Yeah.
So people listen to Drake because they've been listening to Drake.
Yeah.
Kendrick couldn't make them stop. How would a lie affect me? It's not. It's going to affect you. That's what's really going to happen.
Right.
All right. So you said, right? Let's go off your argument.
Please do.
You said, how would a lie affect Drake? Basically saying me, as in Drake. How would a lie affect Drake? Basically. It has, if we're going off your argument, you're telling me off of your argument, because I'm not saying Kendrick lied. I'm saying off of your argument.
He lied.
You're telling me that his career wasn't affected?
I'm showing you that it's not. I'm showing you that it's not. Sean's showing you that it's not. But go ahead.
That totally goes against your argument because he literally took the nigga to court for it. He took UMG to court. And you know what he said in there? He's slandering my character. This is not who I am. I am not like that. Me personally, I don't think Kendrick lied about anything.
He lied
I
about
think
it.
Drake told on himself. I think Drake told on himself in all of those songs. Kendrick
And that's the reason
never
why.
mentioned anybody. Drake mentioned all the names. That should tell you right there everything you need to know. But you know everything. You've been good at this for decades.
Decades plus, boy. Almost 30. That's what's crazy about it. So look, here's the thing about it. This is the reason why you wouldn't have been able to debate me about Hard 6. Because you don't even think Kendrick lied. But he got exposed as a liar on that record. So that means, like, what were you going to say when it was time for us to talk about Meet the Grams? You don't think Kendrick lied? What are you talking about? That don't even make any sense. So, like I said before, I thought it was coming up sooner than it was. You guys were part of the battle. You involved yourself. You are the only people who beat Drake. You beat Drake. You beat him. Niggas like you. Y'all won. Y'all did. Kendrick? Nah. No. That never happened for him. He got his stupid ass walked down. And the main record that it happened on is that one. So he mentioned the names because he mentioned the names. Listen, he told him what to rap about on Taylor Made, and then he did it. So you thought that you doing what I told you to do wasn't going to eventually get you caught up? Like, yo, this dude is a predictable idiot that fell for a trap. You didn't think it was a trap? But you know everything. You say you know everything. You accuse me of thinking I know everything, so now I'm accusing you of thinking you know everything. But once again, we're talking about people listening to his music. Not all this fanboy shit that you want to connect to a battle. Y'all want to make this shit matter more than it does. That's what I keep trying to tell you. You're proving my whole entire point.
You know it all.
You know it all.
Because we're just fans.
Exactly.
We're just fans. Yeah, I just been doing this just for 1 decade.
He's talking
But
about,
I don't know nothing.
He's talking about debating.
You're literally arguing against the same point that Drake is telling you, yeah, I did this because I'm not real hip hop.
He couldn't even finish that point. You didn't even know what to say. But here's the funny thing about that. I'm going to go with your argument this time. If I'm literally arguing against what I'm saying, then so are you. But the difference is I have the numbers and facts to back what I'm saying. Now let me break that down to you because you're foolish a little bit. Are you agreeing with this post? You got to be, because why are you here? So basically what you're saying is that his numbers are what? Huh? So you're arguing against the fact that he's still popular and that the battle did not hurt his streaming numbers or YouTube numbers or success. He just got off a tour in any way. You're arguing against that. To, I guess, say he's not real hip hop. So we're both arguing against what Drake is telling us. Because you're saying Drake is telling me that he was affected because he went to court, even though we're talking about people listening to him. That's actually what we're talking about. You're saying he was affected, people listening to him, and he's telling me that people were affected, listening to him by going to court. I'm telling you, people weren't affected by listening to him because they're still listening to him. But which one of them can be proven? What I'm saying. So you're goofy.
I'm not.
You're goofy.
But we're going to see what else you got to say. Because this is very interesting. Very interesting.
Of course it is.
And the fake narratives were by y'all.
Exactly.
You didn't want to call out the fake narrative. So how you going to say something about a fake narrative now?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
So, newsflash, people listen to Drake because they didn't listen to Drake. Kendrick couldn't make it.
Why you ain't want to call out the fake narratives?
Why would he ever make any?
No one ever said that Kendrick is trying to stop people from listening to Drake.
You're lying. That's what this whole thing is about. You've been implying it, and this is where you got the bear. You really started really digging the dirt in this, where you started this right here because you're lying. And why bring up now? You already said it. You said Not Like Us surpassed every Drake song. Luther's gonna surpass every Drake song. Why are you bringing up Kendrick and Drake? Why do you think he matters with Drake? He don't. And that's what I've been telling y'all this whole time. But now you're about to back yourself all the way into a corner where you don't want to be.
I don't think I ever said that.
Yeah, you did. Well, you didn't. The words didn't come out your mouth, but you implied it with everything you said now, before, and after right now. So you're just, I don't even know why you did this part.
I don't know how you take what he just said in this whole conversation. He never said that about that. He never
Yes, he did. Since you want to play stupid, you're trying to play word games with a literal master. It's never going to work. Now that word playing with the master? No, sir. No, sir. Don't even try it. It's stupid. So why would there have to be a reason that Drake is getting streams after the Kendrick battle? So we gonna play stupid and say that doesn't imply that after the Kendrick battle he shouldn't be getting as many streams as he does. Okay, we're gonna play stupid. You're gonna play stupid. I'm not playing with you.
said that.
What's the difference?
He's saying that the only reason why Drake is getting streams right now is because of the narrative that he is pushing, and he's on these streaming platforms.
How about the real reason why he's getting the views and streams is because of you guys? I already told you. Y'all made him more popular. And y'all made people who weren't even really that big of Drake fans just thought he was Drake. Like, it's Drake. People like me. Like, okay, it's Drake. Now you made them like him even more because I went and listened to stuff. And now when I hear Western Road flows, it sounds new. Hype sounds new. These songs sound new now because of the stuff that you guys are doing. Y'all made Over My Dead Body sound like a new track. Y'all did this. You did this. You're doing this right now. So I don't get it. But go ahead. Go ahead.
And these people are helping him. You have to admit that. You can't tell me that all Drake new stuff is streaming well and streaming better than all of Kendrick's new stuff.
What I'm telling you is, why are you bringing up Kendrick? Why does Kendrick's matter to Drake? If I'm telling you Kendrick can't make people stop listening to Drake, and you're saying nobody's saying that, why are you saying Kendrick's new stuff is streaming better than Drake's? Who cares about Kendrick? Why does he matter? Don't answer that question, because you're going to continue to bury yourself, and I'm going to let you. So you might want to just shut the hell up now before you keep talking and bury yourself even more, which you're going to still do anyway. So keep talking.
You can't tell me that. The only thing you could say is, I would give you this, because I'm honest about mine. I don't.
And he's about to admit he's about to admit that he shouldn't have done this video.
Lie, right? Overall, Drake is still streaming more when it comes to total streams. But do you know why that is?
Yes.
Because all the old Drake songs are still streaming.
Duh. But you're the same person that's about to lie to us and tell us that all of Kendrick's old music you're about to connect Kendrick to Drake some more and say all of Kendrick's old music is going to eventually stream more than Drake's, which is not true. But you're about to say this, so it's weird.
That's why. It's not as if like his new songs is streaming, right? But see, here's the issue with that. Here's the problem. All of Kendrick's
Why he didn't drop an album. He didn't drop an album. Well,
new stuff is streaming better than all of Drake's stuff. And then eventually all of Kendrick's old stuff is going to eventually stream more than Drake's new stuff. If Kendrick Lamar was to do any
why do you keep talking about Kendrick? If you wanted to present the argument that nobody said Kendrick's gonna make, you're saying it right now. You're saying it right now. Why would Kendrick's old stuff eventually stream more than Drake? Why? Huh? That's not true, first of all. But here's the thing about it. I told you, and you got mad at me or saying anything about saying people aren't going to stop listening to Drake. Why would that have to be just his new stuff? Huh? Especially if he isn't even dropping music. He doesn't have a new album. And when he did, it went number one. And a song off the album went number one. Right or wrong? So what are we saying? That means all of his new stuff is going to go up. But the point is, people aren't going to stop listening to him. They're not. And you're proving that, and I'm right, and I've been right. So why are we even here? I don't know.
Stream with anybody. He would definitely do almost 1 million people on there at one time. So let's be honest here. It's not about
Kendrick on the stream. The reason why you might be right, give or take some numbers. You think he's a god, so you're going to inflate the numbers anyway. But the reason why his streams would do a lot of numbers is because he's not accessible. Like, we still want to know where that cover art came from and why he talked about that little girl. He wouldn't even do a real stream. He's like Kamala. He would show up and fix the questions. But that's neither here nor there.
Not about whether people are not liking Drake anymore or liking Drake anymore.
That's exactly what it's about.
These are two different artists with two different type of calibers of music.
Who cares? You sitting here trying to tell me that you don't understand why I said people wouldn't stop listening to Drake because of Kendrick, and then you still keep talking about Kendrick and Drake together. You have to connect Kendrick to Drake. The other way doesn't have to be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, Kendrick doesn't matter to Drake. Not for real. Not in real life. You're making him have to matter. He don't.
Most people like Drake music because they like the way it make them feel. They like to dance, whatever. Most people like Kendrick music because it puts them in the mood, whether they want to think or whatever. But we are not in the Drake era anymore. We're in the Kendrick era now. I want you to understand this. Drake era is over. I mean, you tell me.
You're lying. Now, two things can be true. The Drake era might be over, but we're not in the Kendrick era. There's no such thing, and there never will be. He not. Like, I just want you to think about the people who actually had an era, right? It's different from a charisma perspective. He's in hiding. He just had the biggest moment of his life and can't talk about it because he's a liar. But that's neither here nor there. You say you didn't think he was lying. He is. He did.
Anything that you think Kendrick has ever done that was corny, that you could say, yeah, that's corny. I can give you a number of things that Drake has done that's corny.
First of all, he's glazing. You know what I think when I hear about this? This reminds me of like trying to convince somebody lost a battle that already said they won. You're never going to win. So if he doesn't think anything Kendrick has ever done is corny, then who am I to go get the listing off stuff? He knows that the stuff he's done is corny, but he's just being willfully ignorant. Even saying, I hate the women you fuck, and then linking himself with two of them. That's not cornball to you, but that's neither here nor there. See, I could go, but you don't believe it already, so I don't need to convince you to stop glazing Kendrick. I'm not about to here to convince you to do that. You can keep glazing him.
And we could talk about that in a second, but I'm just saying, let's keep it going because I want to hear everything you got to say.
Everybody stop listening to Drake that was listening to Drake before. What the fuck did he say or do to make people do that? Nothing.
Nothing.
Y'all made him more popular. All y'all did was wake up every day and talk about him for 6 fucking months straight. You think he's not more popular?
Exactly.
Bro, nobody's questioning whether this is how I know.
Yeah, you are.
I wouldn't have had. I probably. I'm be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have had like to debate at you, bro.
Well, luckily for you, you're right. But luckily for you, it was never going to be a debate. And I told everybody beforehand, it was going to be a psyche valve. And you needed it. I didn't know that you needed it. I was about to sit you down on the red couch and really understand why you saying some of this goofy stuff that you saying, right? And after I listened to y'all say some of the goofy stuff, it was like, right, I was 100% on point. So you wasn't going to debate me. It was nothing to debate. You were going to have to learn from me.
You sound.
And I'm a good teacher. I would have made my class fun.
Like you drink hot dog water, bro. You really do. You sound like you eat shrimp with the shell still on it, nigga.
See?
Like for real.
You
sound like you drink hot dog water. Like for real.
See,
I would have not had like the debate at you.
Look. That little sequence right there would let you know that had the air quote debate win any type of left, and insults got to flying, oh, you wouldn't have wanted to be there in front of me. You're not funny. We different, so it's different. Like on every level. Like intellectually, you couldn't see me at all. Your opinions of this battle, you can't see me. Rap wise, just opinion, period, you can't see me. And then on a comedy level, it's next level. Like I would have walked circles around you no matter where it went. So I'm trying to tell you, the fight was fixed, New York.
Because you're talking about popularity. Like, oh, Drake's still popular. As if that transcends to the music.
This dude is goofy. See, he said that like we talking about Macklemore winning a goddamn Grammy or something. No. Popularity does transcend into music when we're talking about the streams you're getting. You out your mind. You sound stupid. We're not having no skill conversation when it comes to popularity. We're talking about you getting views. Popularity matters. You sound dumb as hell. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm saying, it's so crazy to me how people who like Drake, I don't know if you love Drake. I'm just saying people that like Drake.
No, you just love Kendrick, so you're projecting. All I'm doing is telling the truth about this nigga lying and you guys glazing. And now that makes me something on Drake. No, I'm just here telling you you're glazing. It don't really even got nothing to do with Drake. That goes for anybody. That what I said about you lying not affecting me, if you lied, it won't. You lied.
They'll never want to call out everything that he does wrong and all the ghostwriting allegations, or even we know he has ghostwriters, even he admits that.
Father had to stretch his hand out and get it from me. like y'all are weird. Like, I don't understand. Like, how does a ghostwriter? It just doesn't make any sense, especially when we all hear the reference tracks and know that the songs are different. So it's help. You know what I'm saying? It's getting help. But it's like, why act like someone else is writing his raps? That's weird. And you know it's not true. So like, why even feed it? See, we're different in this regard. Why even feed into something like that when you know it's not really true for real? You ever heard that like melodies? Okay, yeah, it's help. Like if you listen to Mob Ties, he got the hook from them, he got the melody from them, but he rapped his own lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So it's help though. But are we acting like what are we really saying? What are we really saying? Huh? That he's not a high-level writer? You're not saying that. You know he is. So it's weird.
But he's one of the greatest of all time. You like carbon copy niggas. I'll tell you right now. You probably one of those type of guys who draw, and you draw something and you use crepe paper. And then you trace and then put it out and be like, yeah, I did this. That's you. You're a habitual crepe paper tracer.
Let me stop you right there real quick.
D-Double is, he actually a legend. He like...
Let me let him tell you one more good time because obviously you don't know. You don't know.
About the D-Double. Well, y'all might not know who D-Double is, but he actually a legend. He like...
So, let me tell you where that came from, Reese. He was doing a video about battle rap,
You
like
probably
all the
getting
people
their
that he's
songs off
ended up meeting in battle rap.
off of all these other.
How battle rap connected him with people. So he's talking about everybody. He talking about Smack, you know, Organic. He mentioned Pastay. And when he got to me, that's what he said. And the reason why I bring that up right there is you don't get that type of credit from that type of person just being a carbon copy of everyone else. You got to stand out. I'm the only person that he was talking about legendary people. And I'm the only one that, probably because most of them you knew that, right? But he gave me my flowers because you might not have knew that, right? But you definitely didn't know that. But when you start saying stupid shit like this, it lets me know, first of all, you're not funny. And secondly, you don't know who you talking to. But I'm not going to ridicule you too much for that. But I just got to let you know. You know.
The albums that he came out with.
It's not your fault.
But yeah, and still, he's the GOAT. Y'all like, you a quantity over quality nigga. That's what you are.
Facts.
Quantity over quality. You like a lot. You go to a buffet just because there's a lot of food there. That's what you do. I want to get more.
He's lying to himself. He don't know me, but that's neither here nor there.
Bang for my buck. That's you. That's you. Quality over quantity is me. Quantity over quality is you.
You don't know me.
The funniest moment was when they set up that whole they set up the Grammys. We already know who runs the Grammys and what it was. The funniest moment was when Glorilla not getting the memo. They asked her, what was her favorite album of all time? She said, Take Care. It was a...
Bro, you sound like Gorilla. You sound like Gorilla.
This man...
You can't be serious.
This man...
You really sit here and say that...
You can't be serious. First of all, this man, Lance, highlighted this like that shit was funny or something. I do not understand you niggas, dog. Y'all need to get outside more. So, obviously, you don't understand moments, right? She wasn't supposed to say it. It was a cringe moment. Like, when it happened, it was like, oh, shit, what do we do? She shouldn't have said it. You could see it on camera. That's why I brought that up, because she should not have done it. They didn't want her to say that, and she said it, and it made people look stupid. But you're one of the people, so that's why you didn't get it.
They set the whole thing up, the Grammys.
We already knew that. Everybody knows that. Like, what are we doing?
Bro, listen, bro, let me explain something to you. Even if the Grammys did set it up, even if they did, that's another L that Drake has taken. You said that it didn't affect his career.
And here's the thing about it. Y'all made all this corny shit up. I hate y'all for this. You guys made all this bullshit up that there's another L to take. Oh, when Kendrick performed the song here, oh, it's another L. No. Oh, he won a Grammy. That's another L for Drake. Man, listen, man. Kendrick could go to heaven, okay? And Whitney Houston and Aaliyah could harmonize, you really about to do it? And it's still the same song that he lied on. Y'all made all this bullshit up. You sitting here looking like Angelica Pickles with this stupid smirk on your face, talking to Tommy. And you guys are corny. There was no L to begin with. They made it all up. And here's the thing about it. Here's the funny thing about people like you. And I said this before, but now I'm saying about you. You talked all this shit about the lawsuit. Y'all guys keep connecting everything to the lawsuit. He sued over this. But when they win the lawsuit, which Drake and them will, you're not going to call that an actual L. You're making up an L. But the real L, when the real L is given out, you're not going to connect it to the battle anymore. You're not going to say that's an L for Kendrick and UMG. You're not going to say that, Angelica.
You just admitted yourself. Even if the Grammys did set it up, why would the Grammys set it up? Why would the Grammys do that to Drake, who's more popular than ever? Why?
That's a rhetorical question, ain't it? Yeah, that's rhetorical. I'm not gonna answer. You know that. You know why. You know
Why? Why? Yeah. Let me ask you,
You know
this.
why.
Do you think Drake music is Grammy worthy? And on top of that, you literally just said, we all know why that is. Well, tell us why.
Okay. I tried to let you out of it. First of all, you asking me that question about Grammys is just you glazing because it doesn't even matter at this point, right? The answer is yes. You know it, I know it. The answer to your question is because when you're not I'll use the word, slave of them, they're anti you. Jay-Z broke it down to you, Angelica. I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me. I don't need you. And then on the same song, he said, hey, tell the Grammys, F that 0 for 8-ish. You know they're connected, right? So when you say no to the Super Bowl and beef with them, you don't win a Grammy. Or when they like you and you're their little fun boy, they'll give you a Grammy and let you do the Super Bowl. Or if you say yes and do our Super Bowl, we'll give you the Grammys. You see the connection there? And it's the same people who Drake was beefing with. Not Kendrick. He's just one of their slaves. He's just the person that had to do with it. He's the tattoo artist. Hey, draw this. Make this. You said crepe paper. That's what Kendrick is. To them. That's what he is to them. He's just tracing. Trace this. Rap about a little girl. Say this. All the stuff that they said on Twitter, do that. Oh, yeah, we know that he said do it on TaylorMade. We're going to get it taken down and have fans act like it doesn't exist. So then the first verse, even though he broke you down and exposed you because you don't got nothing on him, they'll act like you never did it if we get the song taken out. So that's why. That's why they set it up for people like you, because they said it. If you keep talking about the lawsuit like you didn't read the paperwork, they didn't even have a defense for what he said. Or for the accusations. The defense was people are going to criticize you. Literally, that's in the paperwork. People are going to criticize you if you file. So for people to like you to say, "Oh, it's another L," how come no other diss tracks ever won any Grammys or got nominated? Or how come I'm gonna say it, YT America has never paid any attention to black culture when people were dissing? Oh, because this was their battle. This was their battle. And that's partially why I now have to talk to people like you. We've never spoke before. But that's neither here nor there.
Tell us why, guy. I could tell you don't even know what you're talking about. And all of y'all be thinking, that the Grammys is still ran by old white men. Shout out the Grammys, baby. Oh, man, go do some research, boy. Go do some research.
You go do some research, boy. That's like saying the plantations wasn't ran by old white men. What's my man's name? I forgot his name. But here's the thing. You ain't got to go do no research. I'm going to do it for you and just set it on your lap. If you are the chairman of a board, you can be replaced and you got that seat from someone else. And them people really be having more power than you. You just the fall guy for stuff. They're going to replace you. So, all white men still run the Grammys. But they have a black face with a white wife. No disrespect to anybody that's, in interracial relationships. But I'm saying, like, sometimes you have to have one to be in certain spaces. That's neither here nor there. Let y'all hold that. It's like the head coaches of the NBA. A lot of them be having them type of neither there. Go ahead.
Let's see who run the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? For you to sit here and say, oh,
Old white men still.
oh yeah, we all know what it is. And Gorilla said her favorite album was Take Care. So
Not so. It was a cringe moment. You try to make it about Glorilla. I sound like Glorilla. Well, okay. It was the moment. It don't matter who makes a moment. It be a moment. That's what I'm saying. You don't get that though, because you probably never.
what? That's the best you got to offer is Gorilla?
No, it was the funniest. It was the most hilarious. It was the cringiest moment that they had on national television. So yeah, that's the best I got to offer. A cringe moment involving Drake getting his flowers during the celebration of taking down Drake. He got his flowers right in the middle of it. Yeah, that's the very best I have to offer. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. But guess what? That's all I needed. That's all that needed to happen. One person to do it. You about to prove the point though. Keep going. Keep going.
A person you sound like? Are you kidding me?
That's ridiculous.
She must have not got the memo. She said Take Care was her favorite album of all time.
She didn't.
Over Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yep. I wish you, this moment right here, I swear, I wish you would have named every single classic album that you could think of just to further prove my point that yes, that's what she said.
Gorilla said her favorite album of all time is Take Care over Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yep. Say something
over Fear of the Black Planet.
Yep.
Over that.
Yep. Sure did.
Over recent, over Weekends After Hours.
Yeah.
Over that.
Yep.
Like, come on, bro.
Over To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah. Over Good Kid, Mad City. Yep. You proving my point. She said that on national television when it was supposed to be a celebration of Drake getting taken down. You think that they didn't want people like you to be like, oh, Drake's really smoked now, when they knew they were giving him them Grammys for them songs? You think that there was not, let's make Drake look even worse? You think they didn't do that? There was no intent behind giving Kendrick all them awards. He earned them all, huh? Get the fuck out of here, man. You sound dumb as hell. Now you just sound stupid.
You can't be serious.
You can't be serious. To not understand moments. You've been on this computer too long. Take that Burger King hat off, go outside and get around people and live some moments, and you'll get it.
You can't be serious with your rhetoric, bro.
You can't.
It's unbelievable. Let's see what else.
Y'all need to go see what I'm talking about. She wasn't supposed to say it. It was cringe. It was a cringe moment, dog. I wish he would have named more albums. I swear to God. He should have named every album that he could think of. Yup. Sure did. She said it was her favorite album of all time. Over Blueprint, over Ready to Die, over Life After Death, over Hit, over everything. Yes. Yep. Over Me Against the World. Yep. All of it. All the albums. Yes. That's what she said.
You got to say.
At the Grammys, though. She said it at the Grammys. In the middle of the only reason people listen to Drake. Right? Because people are helping him. The propaganda team. Well, she's part of it, I guess. The people who just like his music a lot. I guess they're part of the propaganda team, huh? And you don't even understand why I brought that up, do you? You goof. Since I sound like Glorilla. Okay. You too busy telling jokes, but I told you at the very beginning, I'm not playing with y'all. Moment like she wasn't supposed to say that. No, yeah, it's still Drake. It always has been and will be. Kendrick can't stop that. Kendrick can't change that. At all. It's not about propaganda. It's about people liking his fucking music. Dummy. All these dumbass analogies y'all giving. Oh, it's like Chinese and Kendrick is like a full course meal. No, the fuck he's not.
That. That's pretty fire. Who said that? Kendrick is like a full. All right, let's break it down. You just said that no, it's not, right? Right? You said no, it's not. So let me explain to you why whoever said that analogy is actually really good. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have said it. But Drake has been making the same music.
No. Let me stop you before you go. because I'm gonna let you make this point. I didn't have to put this stuff in there, but I'm gonna let you make this point, right? I don't agree with you, and I'm gonna tell you why, but I'm gonna let you make the point. But I just had to stop you right here because you just told me I was cray paper tracing other people, but then you mad you couldn't take somebody else's point. So who was really the cray paper? But go ahead and make your point.
Since he
And I'm gonna
came
tell you what
out
I
all
meant.
the way until today, he hasn't done anything different from outside of his content in his music. Everything he talks about is the same exact thing. He hasn't done anything outside of the content that he has been presenting to us. Right? We could all.
Here's the thing about that. Let me stop you. Let me stop you. You're right about that, but here's the thing. My comment wasn't about Drake, it was about Kendrick. But since you want to talk about Drake, here's the thing about that. You're right about that, but it covers more ground than you are giving it credit for. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Acknowledge that. You have to admit that. That's true, right? Drake
It's
has
true. It is true. However, it covers more ground than you're giving it credit for. Like songs like Successful aren't just for just the dance. You know what I mean? He put you in that mode. And then there's the timestamp. He got like a method to where he covers all the grounds, even the pop stuff, the dancey, the Marvin's Room stuff. So it covers all of the grounds. Not like, I'm going to let you make your point about Kendrick, but you're right about this. But it covers more ground than you try to say it are acting like, at least. But you're right.
13 albums, I believe, somewhere around there.
You're not wrong.
Right? Within all his albums, none of them are a masterpiece. None of those albums I would say that people would say, yeah, this album is better than any Kendrick album. Now, to you, you might think that because you are a super Drake fan.
No, I'm not. I'm not a super Drake fan. I don't even know where it is. You're just a this projection. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just a projection. But I'll let you have it. Go ahead.
Right? And no disrespect to you, but you like Drake a lot. So let's
I like him more now after the battle than I did before because y'all made his music better by being the people. Like, he always talked about people being jealous of him, people being snakes behind his back. He always alluded to shit like that. But then now that I can put a face to the people, it makes the music better. So I'm way more of a fan of him now than I was ever before.
Let's go to Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar has, I believe, 6 studio albums, right? So you got, let's go from Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City,
which I actually love,
Temple Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale, G and X. So he has 6 albums. Every one of those albums made a statement. Every one of those albums are totally different from each other. Every one of those albums give you an experience that you would if you was to eat a full course meal instead of eating just fried rice and chicken.
Now, here's the thing. There's something to what you're saying. That's why I let you make your point. If we speaking lyrically, which we are, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to concede to that point, right? However, Kendrick would be like, some of his music would be like the stuff that people don't want on their plate. So you got to think about a full course meal. Everybody don't eat all the stuff. So if you mentioned a buffet earlier, with a buffet, yes, a lot of food, but people only get what they want. So that's really what Drake's album be. Only what people want. So a lot of people haven't been, a lot of people haven't experienced some of the things that Kendrick experienced. And then so they don't have to think about that. And it doesn't hit them the same way, right? And a lot of his stuff is fake preachy, and a lot of people don't want to be preached to, right? That's on them, right? So you're making a point, and in terms of lyrically, like the way it's put together. Like I said this before, like Drake he couldn't make Gloria. You know what I mean? He couldn't do that. But so you're right in that aspect. But the reason why Drake is more popular is because everybody don't eat all that stuff. Now we can call them dumb and they don't understand and all that, whatever, but they don't. That's the reason why the super duper MCs don't be selling as like everybody else. That's not a knock to them, but it kind of is. So I'll let you have that. I didn't have to put this in there. I'll let you have that. You know what I'm saying? You're basically right to a degree. I'm not mad at that.
Wings. It would be a full course meal. This is why that analogy makes sense. But see, a lot of you guys are very, very, very minuscule minded thinking. Because your whole premise of this argument
hold.
It's not propaganda. People still like Drake.
That is the whole premise of my argument. Also, but you got to understand something. Like that comment that he just made, the one I made about that I alluded to about the fried rice and then whatever. We're looking at that in a vacuum. The whole post was them glazing. This video was me responding to that post. So it's like, yo, you glazing, then y'all furthered up the glazing by glazing. So I was just throwing that out there like, yo, and y'all in the comments glazing. You know what I'm saying? So the video was about that post, but I just wanted to address one of the comments too, right? So clearly he's wrong about me. He don't know me though. So
no one's saying that people don't still like Drake. He's saying
that is what he's
saying. The reason why he's being streamed as much and his music isn't streaming, and reason why he's staying relevant is because of these guys. That's it. They're helping him out.
Right, but what I'm telling you is you sound like a stan, because what if I said that about Kendrick? You'd say it's a propaganda story. You see what I'm saying? This man, in the same breath, he made up a propaganda story about Drake while saying, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about Sean. He made up a propaganda story about Drake while saying that the UMG story is propaganda. Who are the guys that are helping Kendrick? You, Sean, Ebro, all the motherfucking dudes. Or what's my man name? Ray, what's his name? All them dudes, man. So you are saying that people don't like him. You're saying that people, well, however you just said it. You are saying that when you say that the only reason he's getting streams. No, the reason why he's getting streams is because people like him and then y'all make him more popular. So when you wake up online and then people saying, man, y'all glazing. I'm about to play that song. Oh, man, y'all glazing. Let me hear that song. Oh, man, I'm about to play Family Matters. Oh, man, not like us ain't even really that fire. Family Matters is better. And then these songs keep streaming. On top of the fact that, like I said before, if they already liked it, Kendrick didn't do anything to make people not like Drake. If Drake was really that, then he would have done it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I meant. It's the whole thing I was saying when I said a lie don't affect me. You're lying. If you get exposed as one of them, then yeah. You somebody just affected you. But if you don't get exposed as one of them and you're not one of them and somebody say you're one of them and you're not, and you prove that you're not, you say you didn't. Well, you don't know what you say. But you're goof.
Because if they didn't help him, you know what I'm saying? All of these guys, and even with the bot narrative, if they didn't do any of this stuff, Drake would not be being talked about right now.
And here's the thing about it. He's actually one of the most popular people on the planet. That's the reason why they attach Kendrick to him. Kendrick's never had the popularity. Kendrick wouldn't be talked about. Kendrick, even when he was dropping these albums that people like, wasn't being talked about. People love his catalog. He already had a good catalog. We could argue GNX is the least of the bunch, right? So he already had a good catalog, but people ain't never care. But now he's being connected to somebody people care about. So you can play stupid all you want, but it's not going to work. Not in front of me. No, not even in front of the audio version of me. You didn't have good responses.
That's what you think because you guys are fans.
Exactly.
But you're not experts.
You're not.
The experts sound different.
Completely different.
And
let me stop. Joe Budden said the hip hop game needs music. It needs Drake. Even some of the people on y'all side are now saying, yo, but the game needs Drake. So that's what I'm saying. The experts sound different than the Shans and the Reeses. Y'all are just making up some garbage. That's what y'all doing. The experts is telling y'all different.
People who really know what they're talking about sound different than the people who are just saying this shit because they're Kendrick fans. So you gotta have to let this shit go. One of these days, y'all are gonna let this shit go. But until you do, you're gonna have to deal with me. And that's not a good thing. And I'm gonna repeat what I started with. You guys are.
And hold on, stop. Because maybe you didn't get what I'm saying. What you gotta let go is keep connecting. You gotta let go what you did this entire video. Connecting Kendrick to Drake to talk about Kendrick, but saying Drake wouldn't get talked about. You gotta let it go. All the hype won't be the same next year, boy. It hasn't, and it won't next year.
Are lucky that I was not on that fucking stream. I'm telling you now, that shit was not gonna go well for you guys.
It wasn't. And I'm telling y'all, I'm not just saying that to talk trash, y'all. I have them clipped up. I could do that video too right now. I'm not going to. I'm saving that one. So I'm not just saying that to be cocky and act like I could just smoke somebody in the debate. I'm saying that the things that they were saying are so stupid that I would have made them look bad off the dribble. Like, it's just like naturally I was better. It would have been like the Locks versus Dipset. They were Dipset. They were lip syncing. They were saying shit they heard online. And it was dumb. Y'all gonna hear it. I got them clipped up already. Ben had them clipped up before this one.
So we're lucky you wasn't on the stream. No, you know what? You absolutely right. We are lucky you wasn't on the stream. Because you would have made a fool of yourself and it wouldn't have been a good episode. We are. Yo, you know.
First of all, I'm somebody you gotta see. Just the reason why you said this video was funny and some people it was interesting and people have to watch this. Hell yeah. So me being there, the episode that it wasn't interesting. But it's gonna be when I put it out. I bet you that I get more views on mine than y'all got on that one. I bet you that, first and foremost. And secondly, it's gonna be way more entertaining when I get there. So I'm gonna prove you wrong when I respond to y'all. And y'all were being goofy. That's what you don't understand. You can't say, like I said, the whole energy would have been different to where you wouldn't have felt comfortable saying all that glazing you was doing. He made you feel comfortable glazing. I wouldn't have did that. That's the biggest difference right there. Y'all was glazing each other. Both each other glazing Kendrick. You wouldn't have did that in front of me. Off the dribble. That's how it would have went differently. No glazing of Kendrick.
You know what? We are lucky you wasn't on the stream. Thank you. Let me hit the air horn for you, bro. Hit the air horn for that guy. Thank you, bro. Thank you for not being on the stream. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because you would have just made a fool of yourself. You would have.
No, I'd have made a fool of you and Sean. I really would have made a fool out of him because he wasn't no moderator. That's the reason he sent you this. How's he a moderator? He not no moderator. He's a stan. And y'all were both going to have to deal with me, which is something he don't want to do ever in his life. So it would have been torture for him regardless. especially when someone who said Kendrick didn't lie gonna sit up and try to debate me about the Heart Six. How is that gonna go? You don't know, but I do. I do.
That's the reason why you didn't show up. You could say whatever you want, but the reason why you didn't show up is because you was going to make a fool of yourself. And we
No, I was gonna make a fool of y'all. I was gonna make a fool of y'all. That's what I was gonna do, and I'm gonna still do it. Just to prove that I was gonna do it, I'm gonna still do it. So that's how you know I was gonna do it, because I'm gonna do it. Still. There's no way.
was going to smoke you. And he wasn't even going, he was just going to be the moderator. I was going to smoke you, bro.
You can't. You're not even on any level. You can't smoke me. Like, no matter where it went, your logic about this battle off, you can't talk rap with me in general, and you definitely 1,000,000% can't roast with me. That's just, that would have been the word. He would have kicked me off the stream and muted me if I started roasting you. I already know that. He would have saved you from me if it went that far left. That's what would have happened. I know that. He would have been a moderator if I got to roasting you. I bet you that. I'd have got muted. And then I would have left. And then it just would have been.
So, and then if they say, well, are you going to debate him again? No, nigga. I'm not going to debate you because you had a chance. You had a chance. The king ain't giving out no more chances, bro. Unless you paying me. If you pay me, then I'll do it. Other than that, I'm not doing no debate with you because I showed up and you didn't. You wasted my time.
No, he said that like, first of all, I fucking care. Secondly, if he said anything, it was probably about 3 to 4 to maybe even 5 more minutes of the video after that moment. If he said anything after that, I didn't hear it and I won't ever hear it because that's a weak sauce. He lied about me doing a video about him to do a video about me because I'm entertaining. To just say you don't want to debate. Well, I know you don't, but I never asked you to. So therefore, I don't care. I don't need any prep time. I don't need a week. I don't need a month. I don't need anything. It doesn't have to be Saturday and then say, let's do this Thursday. It can be Saturday and then we can do it on Saturday. So this dude is goofy. You lost to the audio version of me. Because the whole point is, people still listen to Drake because they like Drake. You said that. You said his old music streams more because people listen to his old music. Right. Duh. They like him. But then you played stupid when I mentioned the Glorilla. I guess because I sound like her, huh? You know who you sound like? Everybody else. That's a Kendrick stan. And I'll see, and I have more for you. Because remember, you guys recorded that Glaze session. And I have it. So we'll be back with this.